Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. Here's my contact information and reminders that you can send me email. I love to see what you do, and if you post on social media, I ask you to put at BBL_tangles so that I get notified of the work that you put out there, and I love to go see what you've done. Today, we're going to be using a Zentangle Renaissance tile, which is a tan color. You're welcome to use anything that you have. It doesn't have to be tan. I just like to switch it out once in a while. I'll be using a Micron 01 in black, a Micron 01 in brown, have a Derwent pastel pencil that is kind of a maroonish brown, my Zentangle Graphite pencil, which is just a number 2 pencil without an eraser, and 2 blending tools known as tortillions. And I will show you my practice tile. This is the pattern Betweed Flower. Okay, very simple, and if you know how to do Betweed, it makes it easy, but it's going to be fun. It'll be okay. And then this center pattern is actually one that I made up when I was doodling. When I first got to doing Zentangle, I probably doodled a lot of patterns, but this was one that I came up with. It was just a very simple grid with little flowers and dots in it. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and use that. Okay, it'll be fun. So with our tile, and step 1, appreciation. I appreciate you being here again. I'm always very appreciative of having Zentangle in my life and that I'm able to teach you, because I love sharing Zentangle. Okay, our corner dots, and we are going to use corner dots today. So you can make it as narrow, as close to the edge as you would like. Again, this is what we're doing, so I have mine pretty close to the edge. And next is the border. Let's just go ahead and get our pen, use the black, and I am going to fill in the border. So just a straight line. I like to pull my pen toward me on these lines, so I'm turning my tile. Okay, so there's our border. And for our string, I'm going to get my pencil, and I want to find about halfway on each side. So I'm just going to put a little mark here. Doesn't have to be perfect. So about halfway. And then I'm just going to connect those dots with a slight curve, very light with your pencil. It's just going to be a guide for the Betweed flower. Just a simple curve. Okay, so there's our string. And then our tangle. And Betweed flower is an easy flower. Let me show you. Okay, I want to show you real quick. I know I've taught Betweed, but Betweed can go in any area. Let's just do a triangle here. And then we come from one direction and go up, and then another. Okay, so it just basically goes back and forth like that. Okay, so that is Betweed. And it is by Zentangle. For the Betweed Flower, let me get this back out. We're just going to have it in a corner like this. And then we'll be going back and forth this way. Okay? Right? It's not hard. All right, so pick a corner. And then we're just going to add a line down the middle and a line on each side of that. Okay? And then, like I said, we're just going to go making like a petal. Let's start the first one so you can see. That's how it begins in the center, right there. And then we're just going to come from this side. We're just going to alter sides. Okay? It's very simple. So we're going to do that on this side now. Okay? And then now this side. And I am connecting to the lines that were already there. Okay, now this side. So we're going to go up. Okay, for some reason my brain's not working on this one. Okay. Just take your time. So about halfway up. It's that one. Back down. And across. Okay. So we're going to do that on 4 sides. Again, just a line down the center to begin. And after we do this 4 times, you'll know how to do it. And I will try not to overthink it. Okay, let's do our first one. And then we just start alternating sides. Come up as high as you want. Okay, and we'll do this side. Again, just back and forth. Okay. we're just mirroring what's on this side. All right, now we're going to mirror this side. Go about halfway up. Okay. I probably should have gone to there, but that's okay. No mistakes. Next side. Our 4 lines. Okay. Start our flower. Back and forth. And these are not all the same, and it doesn't matter. Okay. I could worry about how far apart they are, but no need. Okay. This one. If I'm going too fast, you can use the YouTube controls to slow it down. I don't speed up my videos. So if I'm going too slow, you can always speed it up too. All right. I know this is very repetitive, so I don't want to take too long on it. Again, we're just going back and forth, side to side. Okay, one more. Okay, line down the center. One on each side. Okay. It just happens to be easier for me to start this in the center like that. Okay, now from the other side. I know I get pretty quiet sometimes. I'm having to concentrate on this. So, can you believe that we're almost to the end of May already? Wow. It's crazy. It's definitely summer weather here in Houston. Very hot, but it's gonna get hotter. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna do is switch to my brown pen. And as you can see on this one I did black, because like I say, this is my practice tile. But this one I did brown. So I'm gonna do that on these. But you could also, if you want, do dots. Dots make it look kind of steampunk. So however you would like to do it. But we're just gonna go in and add auras. on each of the petals. And I'm going to do it like this so that I'm facing my pen toward what I want to aura. Just makes it easier for me to keep it kind of the same on each one. Okay. And now this side. Brown on these Renaissance tiles is so pretty. Okay, so we're going to do that on each of these. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, remember to breathe. Deep breath, relax your shoulders. Okay, now we're going to do the other side. If you like the Renaissance tiles, some of the early project packs have a lot of great ideas for the Renaissance tiles. All right, isn't that pretty? All right, next. Okay, other side. Just a simple aura. All right, one more. Okay, other side. I hope you don't mind that I get too quiet sometimes. Just concentrate. It's getting into the zen. All right. I really like how that looks. That's cool. Okay, the next thing is I'm going to go back to the Micron 01, and I'm going to put a grid. And we could, let's just go ahead and connect these. And then I'm just going to start adding my grid in here. You can make this as big or as small as you would like. Okay, let's see. I am going to use my kneaded eraser and remove these string lines just because it's kind of distracting me trying to put that grid in there. Okay, there we go. And then side. Okay, now this way. And we're trying to make a square grid. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to put just a dot in the center of each. That's optional, of course. It kind of helps me make sure I don't put my petals too big. And you can make these little dots as big or small as you would like. Okay, can't see those. I can see that one. And let's put one there. Whoops. Okay. I'm going to switch to my brown to do the little petals. Missed one there. Did I miss anywhere else? No, I don't think so. Okay. And I do this similar to doing like an infinity. Of course, you can do one at a time, but I tend to do that. Okay. So we'd have one here. And I'm going to do them all in this one direction first. Okay. Next row. You could always fill these in too if you wanted, like I did here. This is your art. You could make it the way you like it. Draw until you're happy. Yeah, that one I went a little bit too close, but it's okay, no mistakes. One would kind of peek out there. A little bit going under that one. Don't know if we would see one here, but we'll put a little bit anyway. This one's going under. Okay, that one's going under. Okay, I'm going to turn it. The other thing I don't do in my videos is I don't add music. I did one time and it was too loud and too distracting. And after that, I haven't tried again. It's hard for me to watch some videos if the music is too loud. So I don't add music. And sometimes I get very quiet. I haven't done it this way before with the brown in the center like this, so I hope you like it. This one. And now let's turn. Go in this direction. Just simple little infinity loops. Just a piece of one there. A little bit there. And I might go back and make those center dots a little bigger. I don't know. You make yours the way you like it. And the nice thing about being able to watch me do it first is that you can decide to do it your way. You don't ever have to do exactly what I've done. In fact, I love seeing what you do that's different. Sometimes I'm jealous. Okay, we're almost there. All right. A little bit from here. Okay, did I miss any? Yep. There's one. Anything else? I always seem to miss some. Nope, I guess that's okay. All right. So first thing I want to do is work on the shading now. So I'm going to put just a little bit of graphite at the tops of all of these petals. Okay, so This is where they're sitting on top of the other petals. Okay, so just above that line, then it looks like there's a little bit of a shadow. Okay, now with our blending tool, and I keep this paper clip in there because it helps me keep the tip pushed out. Okay, so now we're just going to soften that. Yeah, with what's on my tortillion, I'm going to put a little bit down there in the corner. Okay, now we're not coming all the way out because we're going to put this on there. I actually meant to put an aura around here and I forgot. That's okay. Okay, like I said, we don't need much because we don't want to take away from the brown. And I'm just coming up the sides on this petal. Not coming out here. Okay. Soften it. Breathe. Relax. Also remember to loosen the grip on your hand. If we're going for a while, you don't want your hand to get all tired. So look at the difference between this side and that. Isn't that cool? I love shading. Now, I don't get as extreme as some people, like Molly. She loves to shade. And hers gets pretty dark and detailed, but it's cool. But you do it the way you like to do it. I do very simple shading. Look at that. I forgot a line. Okay, right there. Cool. Okay, that's fixed. Okay, soften it. I love how that little flower's peeking out of that corner. There are so many things going on right now with Bijou Be Well coming from Zentangle. My friend Kelly Bluin has botanicals for May that are gorgeous. I hope you're checking her out. Her channel is Minutes of Zen. And she always does such fun stuff. Ah, another one. Okay. And I'm not pushing hard with my pencil, just a little at a time. We don't need much. Okay. Okay, a little bit right here. And here. And we're softening it. Let's put some down here. Okay. So I think we got all that. Okay, now I'm going to switch to this. Zentangle Cells pastel pencils. I get this at a art store where you can buy just one at a time. And so I went in and just checked until I found one that looked pretty close to the brown. But we're just going to put a small amount along the outside of these flowers. We can always come back and put more, so I'm just going to go softly. Turn your tile. And if you don't have, you know, the pastel pencils, you can use your graphite pencil like I did here. Okay. Now we're going to soften that, pull it toward the center. Just very soft. Just little soft circles, push it into the paper, pull it toward the center. I really like using pastel pencils. All right. Trying to see what I think. Because like I said, you could come back and do a little bit bigger dots. You could put some lines inside the flowers. Might help them stand out a little bit more. I'm just going to do that on a few flowers so you can see the difference. But I think what I want to do is come back, like I said, and make these dots just a little more noticeable. Give us a little bit of drama. Could also do it in the center of the flowers. I'm anxious to see what ideas you come up with. Or do it exactly like mine. Either one is perfect. What do you think? I think Maria calls this giving it some love. Just think it needs a little bit more something. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do, since I forgot to do the aura, so I'm going to redefine this line. Okay. See if that helps. I think it does. Yeah, it helps lift those flowers up a little bit above this. Yeah, it's often helpful to redefine the line after you've added either the graphite or the pastel. Okay. Did help. Adding little dots in the centers. Okay. How about we put just a little bit of stippling in these corners? Yeah, I think that helps. Okay, so what do you think? There's the first one, and there's that one. Give you an idea of what you could do. All right. Step 7, initial and sign. Be sure you put your pattern names on the back. And this is May 2025. And the patterns are Betweed Flower and my BBL Grid. Initial the front. Add your chop. I think I'm just going to put mine kind of small down here this time. Record. All right. And appreciate, again, tell yourself that you love your art. It makes so much difference. There we go. There's my sign. I do try to tell myself that. I worry about what I do. But mostly I try to appreciate it and tell myself that I love it. Draw until you're happy. There's no mistakes. All right, thank you so much. If you enjoyed that, please stop for a second, hit the like button, and then leave comments. Come back again, share with others, and thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.